Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Greatly Grant channel. In this channel, we are talking about the UAG grant updates and information, and also we are also going to be updating you on the Theobarth and IMF and other grant informations. If you are new on this channel, consider subscribing so that when next we publish our next video, you will be kindly notified. Thank you once again for having me on Greatly channel. Bye for now.
If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe and hit the notification button for onward information each time new videos are posted. An embittered UAAG Theobarth subscriber has come out to bear his grouses on the part played by the Theobarth accountant, Mr. Ben. He said, knowing fully well that the document Theobarth held onto was not his, he mentioned that he used extortion as a means to swindle people of their hard-earned monies. He lambasted accountant Ben, who was known to be in connivance with Theophilus to milk the masses. Do ensure to watch the video to the end.
You mentioned in your voice note that Ben is the accountant of Theophilus. He's the accountant of Theobarth Global Foundation. And of course, for an accountant to assume this big role to the extent that even Theophilus himself is recommending and pushing that he becomes the man to disburse, will tell you that something is a red flag already. It's a red flag. Now, this man is an accountant of Theobarth. And then a grant was given. Theophilus held on to the grant document, and knowing fully well that his name and signature is not on the grant document. He knows fully well that the document he held on to was not his, but because he has dubious character and he used those documents to dupe people of their money, extorted monies from people. Now, the grant that was given, the donors never said, generate revenue from this grant, generate revenue, collect 20,000 naira as a registration fee, pay 500,000 naira as a clearance fee, pay this money, pay that money. Of course, we know that grant is free the world over. You don't pay money to get grants. Okay? And Theobarth held on to the document and was using the document to milk the masses. And the masses were paying heavily in millions of naira. Now, to the general public, who was the one, covering and collecting this money and making sure that the monies are not traced and, everything goes on well? It is this accountant, Ben. Okay? Now, the question is, Ben knows that what Theophilus was doing was wrong. Ben knows that Theophilus has no mandate at all, that the document he was using to collect money from people were not his own, and this was a fraudulent act. And this Ben kept quiet and was, collecting the monies, being the accountant of somebody that is dubious. The question is, why didn't this your Mr. Integrity speak up then? Remember, he was an employee under Theobarth Global Foundation, meaning that he was in the payroll of Theobarth Global Foundation. Theophilus was paying him heavily for the job he was doing. And what was that job? Covering for the scam that Theophilus was doing, getting money from people illegally. And this is Mr. Integrity. And he knows that what this man is doing is not good. The question is, why didn't he speak up? Since he's Mr. Integrity, since he's without stain, he is stainless, he's sinless. Why didn't he speak up? He knows these things. He knows that Theophilus is a crook. He did not speak up. And he was keeping quiet. The money were coming to him. And he was paid heavily. He was feeding fat. From the sufferings of the masses, he was feeding fat. Why did he not speak up? And today you come to paint him like the savior. And the gullible will clap for you. Oh, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I feel pain in my heart when I see such things. When I hear such things, I feel pain in my heart. I feel pain. Now, number two question is, okay, assuming that when he was the accountant, he never knew about the document. Of course, he knew that Theophilus was extorting money and he could not speak up. Assuming he did not know that the signatory to this document, the real person that his name is on the document is Apostle Ken Wakama. Assuming he didn't know as an accountant, and now he knows. Now he knows. If he tells you he does not know, he's a liar from the pit of hell, and his father is the devil. Now that he knows, the second question is, what stops him from giving the respect to whom the respect is due? What stops him from handing over to Apostle Ken Wakama? What stops him from, removing his hands, since he's Mr. Integrity, since he's stainless and sinless, he's spotless? What stops him from saying, okay, Apostle Ken Wakama, I have seen this document. It is your name that is there. It is your signature, and you are alive, and we know that you are alive. Take over, my brother. Take over. Let's disburse this money and get everything done with. What stops him from doing so? These are the two fundamental questions I'm asking. These questions are fundamental, they are moral, and they are legal. Can you answer these questions, Mr. Integrity? Mr. Integrity, to the extent you were talking about the Niger Deltans. Okay, the Niger Delta guys that were speaking up. And you even went as far as calling the name of one of the guys that released the voice note. But you, in your voice note, you never released your name. You never said your name. Are you not part of the scam in Theobarth? Theobarth has sent you to say nonsense, and you won't use your brain? Of course, you can as well say Reverend Abacheno should be the one to disburse the money. You can as well say Abacheno should come and disburse the money. You can as well say Abacheno is stainless. He has a good track record. He is not dubious. He did not collect money from people. You can as well say so. Or you can as well say Peter George Hope should disburse the money. Okay? Oh, Nigerians, wake up. Nigerians, wake up. A lot is happening under your nose. Wake up. This man in his voice note said he said the word interest more than 5 times. Listen to that voice note, you will hear it. More than 5 times I counted. Interest. It's all about interest. It's all about interest. Now, the question you should ask is, whose interest is he trying to protect? I can tell you categorically that this man that made this voice note, okay, is protecting the interest of Theobarth. Even in that voice note, he said that if you ask Theobarth, that's Theophilus, Apostle Theophilus, this criminal now called Theophilus, if you ask Theophilus who should disburse this money, that he will tell you Ben should go. Of course, birds of a feather, they flock together. Okay? Birds of a feather, they flock together. An accountant, they say like father, like son, like an accountant, like the boss. Okay, the accountant, the boss. If you see accountant, you see the boss. Okay, so why would the boss recommend the man that is covering up his dirty sheets to also come and oh, a lot of things are happening in the grant community. See, the masses, wake up. Wake up, open your eyes, shine your eyes. The very thing you're expecting, the grant you're expecting, they are gradually trying to take it up from you, using the name Mr. Integrity, using all whatnot to paint it white. Wake up. The fact is, Apostle Ken Wakama is the rightful legal person that is supposed to disburse this money. He is the legal and rightful person that his name is in the document to disburse this money. And these people are working around the clock to see that they truncate this process. That is all they have been doing. Okay, the Ben that is the set. You know that Ken Wakama is alive and the name is in the doc. Why didn't you give it to him to disburse? Why are you calling people to? You mentioned in your voice note that Ben is the accountant of Theophilus. He's the accountant of Theobarth Global Foundation. And of course, for an accountant to assume this big role to the extent that even Theophilus himself is recommending and pushing that he becomes the man to disburse, will tell you that something is a red flag already. It's a red flag. Now, this man is an accountant of Theobarth. And then a grant was given. Theophilus held on to the grant document, and knowing fully well that his name and signature is not on the grant document. He knows fully well that the document he held on to was not his, but because he has dubious character and he used those documents to dupe people of their money, extorted monies from people. Now, the grant that was given, the donors never said, generate revenue from this grant, generate revenue, collect 20,000 naira as a registration fee, pay 500,000 naira as a clearance fee, pay this money, pay that money. Of course, we know that grant is free the world over. You don't pay money to get grants.
Thank you for standing by to the end. Please do subscribe to our channel for more information. Thank you.